We are back for another day of sports betting this Saturday, the 11th of January, and we are going to be looking at the Australian A-League in this video. I'm going to share with you my two value bets, and we've been on absolute fire. We've been on absolute fire in the Australian A-League. We've been on absolute fire this season. We are up over 40 units this week alone. We just cashed on the NBA last night and this morning. And my last 13 bets in the Australian A-League, I've only lost 2 of them. So it's been an amazing start to the first few months of this football soccer season. And we're going to be looking to take full advantage in the Australian A-League today. If you haven't, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I'm trying to edge towards 200 subscribers. And we got some big things planned for this month, including the UFC. We're going to be firing on the Premier League as always, and other numerous leagues throughout Europe. But enough waffle, let's get into the purpose for today's video. So as you can see there, that's the first bet builder we're going to be rocking with. In the Perth Glory and Auckland FC game, Auckland, they've just been absolute cash for us. I don't think I've lost the bet builder so far this season in the Australian A-League that's involved Auckland. They come up today against a very, very struggling Perth Glory. You're going to be taking over 1 goal for Auckland and under 14 corners in the game. Now we move on to the game between Sydney FC and Central Coast Mariners. We're going to be taking over 1 goal, and that's for the both teams. Under 7 cards and under 15 corners. I'm going to be recommending stake 3 units on both of these plays. The bet builder we're going to be talking about in this video, I'm going to be breaking down each section and giving you my reasoning for picking that section. I'm going to be looking at this Sydney FC and Mariners FC bet builder. So let's start by looking at the two teams' recent forms, shall we? So Sydney FC coming to the back of this game on really good home form. They are at home today, and their last past 5 games they've won 4 of them and lost 1. Their last past 2 games at home they've scored 6 goals and conceded 0. Central Coast Mariners, their away form hasn't been bad, hasn't been great. They've won 2, drawn 2 and lost 1 with a lot of volume in regards to goals. You see them scoring a lot and they're also conceding a lot. Sydney FC is 60% better in terms of goals scored, but Central Coast Mariners is 37% better in terms of goals conceded. The over 1.5 goal line has a 100% hit ratio between these two teams. The projected line for the cards is 4.4, so we're taking a high under there, under 7, and the projected corner line for this game is 9.5. Now let's look at the cards and the corners a little bit closer. So we're taking under 15 corners. For an example, over 13 corners between these two teams when putting their percentages together gives you an average of 13%. So we're playing with really good probability there in regards to the corners. You could probably even drop that down to 14 or 13, but just to stay on the safe side, we've took the highest under that offers you value as possible. Sydney, they average 5 corners earned per game, with the away team averaging 4.5. Now let's take a closer look at the card section. So as I did say, the summer bookings per match between these two teams gives you an average of 4.4. The home team averaging 2.5, the away team averaging bang on 2 cards. So we are taking the perfect line in my opinion, the high under on under 7 cards. The reason for that, because over 6.5 cards has an average hit ratio between these two teams of around 40%. That's why we've gotten really good odds on this bet builder while playing with really good lines if one section is gonna hit out on this bet builder, I can see in it being the goals or the corners. There's a possibility though, just like with every single bet, there's a possibility that the cards might go over, but I was feeling the under rather the over in this game, because the recent games between these two teams, if you just take a lot of luck, so the last game that these two teams played between each other, it was 6 cards. The game before that, if we take a little closer look, it was 5 cards, and the game before that, I did have this written down to the side, but just look at it whilst it's on my laptop, and the game before that, 6 cards. So the under 7 cards between these two teams for me just seems like the right play. I don't know how far back you would have to go, but I'm just checking now, and I'm already at 2001 for an example. Keep going further back to 2018. There you go. The last past 5 years in fixtures between these two teams hasn't gone over this line that we've decided to go with. The Auckland bet builder, I really like it. Like I said, you could probably add Auckland to win that game, if I'm being totally honest. I can't see Perth Glory getting absolutely anything out of this game. They're currently they're not doing great compared to Auckland. If I'm being totally honest, they're in a relegation battle. Auckland currently sit top of the table on 23 points. Also, Perth Glory's goal difference this season's been awful. They have a minus 26 goal difference, whilst Auckland have a plus 8 goal difference. So 3 units on both these bet builders, hoping to keep up the momentum. We've been on absolute fire for almost 2 months now, heading into the busy period of the season. Hopefully we can capitalise and keep stacking those units up. As I've already said, if you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it, but I'll catch you all in the next one.